Anyway, Beowulf sent this game. Chat is from previous game, makes sense. No eagles for these civs. Britons versus Franks. Alright, so what do Britons do here? They're up against Franks that are a cavalry civilization, one of the very best ones, both in terms of eco and cavalry strength. While Britons have amazing archers with extra range in the Castle and Imperial Ages, they lack the mobility that Franks do. Britain's cavalry nowhere near contesting Franks for sure. But we're gonna keep on the lookout for this one, how this is going to play out. First thing I noticed is that Beowulf has the berries in the back here, which is a good thing. Whatever strat you're up against, because that's more difficult to deny. There are back golds, 4-tile back gold, 4-tile back gold, and main gold more a bit to the side here. But actually, if you're able to go a bit greedy with the walls here, and wall a few tiles outside of the main gold, you actually are looking at the potential of 3 safe golds within your starting base area, which is amazing when you're an archer civilization like the Britons. As for the Franks, absolutely useless 4-tile gold in the prompt here for Astral Warrior. Good luck with that one. But 4-tile gold in the back as well should be fairly easily secured here. Most players are waller boys these days anyway, so they'll try to get some walls up somehow to keep the aggression out. Main gold right next to the woodline here, semi-forward, but not horrible. And yeah, overall situation here is more open side for the Franks player here, by the looks of it. Looks like Astral Warrior wants to wall kind of like this, keep it more compact and local here, this section maybe as well, to save a couple of woodlines here or secure a couple of woodlines. Question is, how do Britons open here? You could of course go a drush against the Franks to try and obstruct their early economy, the berries income, but the berries are in the back, so that's easier said than done. Men-at-Arms, absolutely an option as well. Men-at-Arms into archers, which is a very strong opening that will also, if they reach the enemy base before the walls are complete, will force Astral Warrior to most likely keep the scouts at home to fight and finish off the men-at-arms. And you could even mix in the spearmen with the men-at-arms to keep the opponent busy. Franks are very likely to go for the scouts opening anyway, because they have extra hit points on their cavalry units starting Feudal Age, so there's really no reason not to. And although Franks could open men-at-arms archers like any other civ as well, that doesn't quite make sense against Britons, because Britons have superior archers from the Castle Age onwards. You could do men-at-arms into skirm defense though, so as not to do scouts against Britons here, but it's gonna call for some extensive walling to the right-hand side here to keep the economy completely safe, so scouts might still have some merits here for the blue player, who is, by the way, is already forward and scouting Beowulf's side. Dodging TC here, he knows the TC is around here, so he's not going to take any chances. Sees the back barriers and sees saw the woodline being taken as well. Found 2 out of 3 golds, so actually missed the last one there. So generally speaking, when scouting, you want to know where your enemy core resources are, because if you can't deny, for example, Britons of gold, they're free to just relocate to another gold to keep archers' production going, and the reason you deny resources of the enemy is to make sure they can't keep consistent army production. Oh, no, no, just peeking. The barracks is up for Beowulf here and Feudal Age on the way. This is going to be the 21 pop men-at-arms. Or straight archers could be as well, but he hasn't got the gold yet, so sorry, it's 21 pop straight archers, because Beowulf hasn't gone to gold yet. And it's gonna make... Oh, here they are, okay. So 3 to gold now. Okay, that's unfamiliar to me, but also having Astral Warrior not necessarily seeing the flag on the barracks could give Astral Warrior the idea that straight archers are on the plan here. So it's a bad 21 pop men at arms, says Beowulf. Yeah, lacking the gold kind of makes that bad because you're... Even if you reach Village at a beautiful timing here, the men at arms are going to be delayed because the gold is missing. Third militia on the way. Yeah, it's going to be some late men at arms. Scout is on point on the enemy side though, so Astral Warrior won't be able to wall towards the TC in time here, I think. Village in for Astral Warrior, but where is the stables? There they are. So not a great start for Astral Warrior either, all things considered. The stable is going up with just one builder here, so that's going to be kinda slow as well. Here comes the second builder, but in the meantime, the... that's a pity that the militia are over there. They could have actually maybe denied the stables over here. No, Beowulf. Still open. Alright, so men-at-arms pounding away the walls here. Where's the last one there? There were 3. There's another men-at-arm here somewhere. Isn't there? No, there's only 2. Okay, so 2 men-at-arms and a spear. New Britons 21 pop men-at-arms meta. We cancel it. Yeah, it makes sense actually when things are so delayed to a 4 men-at-arms instead of making that last third one. In the meantime though, Astral Warrior is getting the walls up here and the men-at-arms aren't doing much else than forcing houses, and aside from taking wood off potential farms production of Astral Warrior here, no significant damage is being done. The scouts are in queue, and once you get enough scouts out you could try and contest this, but with the spearmen in the mix it's not easy for the scouts to engage. Maybe they should just move forward instead and try and make a counter attack on the enemy side. Wait, where's the follow-up here? Where's the range? Those are big walls, yeah. Ambitious walls indeed. What really concerns me is that I'm seeing Britons and I'm not seeing any range yet. But spears are doing work for sure. And 2 scouts going down just like that for Astral Warrior, who clearly isn't paying attention to the scouts moving forward here. That's 2 free kills for Beowulf. We should wall much smaller as the archer civ. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So it's going to go all the way to the edge now, or down here towards the hill? If you wall towards the edge here, as you in many cases should, then this hill is a non-issue for the enemy to take until they can break through your base. Wait. Oh, that's a hole. Okay, it's an opening. How is that possible? I was walling 1/4 of the map. Yeah? I have no arguments. If you can get the walls up, and the enemy has melee units, it should be a no-brainer to be able to wall behind later on. And like I said early in the cast, that by walling like this, you essentially secure at least 2 of your golds here. Potentially 3 if you'd been extremely greedy and gone between the woodlands here as well. But it's ambitious for sure. But now there's only 1 scout left for Astral Warrior, and that's not going to deny too much here overall. Pounding away at the stables here, almost killing it, but here comes Astral Warrior with the repairs, and I remember once when I was 800 ELO, I was mad of losing so much I stonewalled half of my map. Yeah, I've seen that a few times, but usually from the winning position, not the losing position. So last scout over here, it's weakened already, so that shouldn't be an issue for Beowulf, who hasn't taken any hits so far. Look at the ILT stab, it's identical between the two players here, so that's not going to make a huge difference. The difference here is that Beowulf could and should be up to the next age now, given the resources here, whereas Astral Warrior is quite close as well, and actually going for a range for some skirm defense here. But with the range and stables up here, Astral Warrior can actually take to cast stage and beat Beowulf to it. I can relate to the missing that segment. Oh, Britain stable. Nice. But where the hell is that cast late click? There we go. Thanks. Thanks. No need to be frustrated. Oh, one forward skirmisher is being focused down there. And the walls, all the way to the edge of the map. 1/4 of that map walled here for Beowulf. Safe and sound within within his own walls here. Just taking one woodland for now, but there are definitely other options here to go for, like the back one here, currently being lumber camped. The cast ledge timings are just 10 seconds or so up here, and the Franks player going for the double stable approach here. There is one villager lead for Beowulf, though. It's just good news going into the cast late here with these similar timings. I didn't see when Beowulf actually got that kill, but that's lead to bring along into the next stage here. Be right back, just gonna get another beer. There's Beowulf with the cast stage, still pounding away at the stables there with the two remaining men at arms, forcing a reaction of Astral Warrior, who used the first 2 knights just to clean up that annoyance and make sure that stable doesn't go down needlessly. In the meantime, we see Beowulf opting straight for another 2 TCs here, Franks committing to 3 as well, but also with the eco to go straight into pikemen, first defense upgrade for infantry here, and just play full defense. Look at the walls going up to the side here, double palisades now to make sure that the knights can't easily break in here. And full homemade hideout turtle style play from the Britons here. Haven't made a single archer this game so far. And as the title said, Britons are an infantry civ. Changed my mind. You'll note that Britons actually have full infantry upgrades, so maybe Beowulf is onto something here. Monster defense as well. 4th TC going up because Britons. I actually like the 4th TC because when you're up against Franks, they have a superior economy to Britons in the sense that they get that those farming upgrades instantly. So if you want to outboom Franks, you need to extend into more TCs early on if you feel like you're really supposed to do so. But the knights broke in here before Beowulf can get the defenses rolling. First monk on the way out and a couple of spearmen in queue here as well. Probably should have played this wide open, most ridiculous wall. It's very ambitious indeed. And looking at the Frank side, there's definitely exposed resources here for Britons to take advantage of. For example, the golds and the woods here, no problem for Britons crossbows to reach either of those. Spearman doing work though, or pikeman rather. Beowulf does lose some builders though, and is falling behind here. However, with wheelbarrow, that means that Astral Warrior is essentially only 5 builders ahead there. So you could tell from the idle TC time that Astral Warrior, even with the same triple TC investment as Beowulf at the start of the castle age, is not as far ahead as could be here. So let's look at the numbers here. 22 mainly pikes and monks here for Beowulf. Full defensive approach here against Astral Warrior with 14 cavalry units, 12 knights, just like in the +2 defense, which actually doesn't really need to stress now up against Britons with no archers whatsoever just yet. Don't understand this stable from Beowulf though, it hasn't been used at all. So maybe just a cheaper option than the market to get the second building needed for the next stage. But obviously Astral Warrior can not engage here with the knights alone with all these pikes on the field. A complementary unit will be needed, and the siege workshop here is providing some scorpions, which is a great answer to mass infantry like the pikes here. You'll need a few more before engaging though, just 1 or 2 won't really make the difference here. Now aiming for production here, there should be potential for some builder kills on this side as well, but at this point, with all the TCs around, Astral Warrior might want to consider the +2 defense as well, because then you could more comfortably pass close to TCs. And in a sense it would benefit fights against small groups of pikes as well, but when you have more pikes than knights, it's never a good fight for the knights to take, obviously. Astral Warrior just being plain annoying here and trying to push. And with all the... yeah, this might be a weak point that Astral Warrior could contest, actually. Let's see if it's on stone at all. Not really. A forward castle could also be a way for Astral Warrior to pressure the enemy side at this point. But for now, it's just full on defense from Beowulf and holding up against Astral Warrior, who admittedly is keeping a builder lead here over Beowulf, even with 1 town center less total. Decent Scorpion micromanagement here from Astral Warrior. You want to target the infantry units furthest away to make maximum damage output from the Scorpions firing through them. But still, it's 17 pikes to 12 knights, not a fight the knights can comfortably take, even if the pikes are slightly weakened. I don't like how Astral Warrior is sending out 1 Scorpion at a time here. You'll want more numbers. It's a bit impatient play here by Astral Warrior, but look at the resources here. If Astral Warrior had a market, which it doesn't, you could actually sell a food and go to Imperial Age more or less straight away here. Floating so much food without really putting into much else than villagers and knights production here. Could either drop more stables for more knights production here, or yeah, well, that's being done actually, but could also most definitely go Imperial Age here and gain a technology advantage over Beowulf, who, as far as I can see, isn't quite close to that Imperial Age transition just yet. bit of expansion to the side. He prevailed. Another stable. Is he gonna start using those stables now, or what's the idea here? Just setting up for the late game raids here, maybe with Britain's light cav. Forward castle. We're not joking around. We're not exactly hiding away this castle here. I like it. How many villagers being committed to this? 11 of them. Okay. 11 villagers with pikes to defend here, and it's mainly knights on the field for Astral Warriors, so it could be an issue to deny this castle from going up. Beowulf, however, does not have fletching or anything, which is surprising for Britons at the 35, almost 36-minute mark. Should still be decently in range of the golds here. And guys, come on, get to work. Don't just stand there. What is this? Why are just half of the villagers working here? And how can they stand in the middle of the construction site without getting that warning that this site is obstructed? What is this? This here is actually allowing Astral Warrior to rush up the castle before the Britons castle here. We have half the villagers not working here. I mean, it's gonna go up. Finally, they've all been put to work, but in the meantime, Astral Warrior has gotten this cheap Frank's castle up to defend the gold at home. This forward gold is RIP still. Range is now finally going up for the Britons. Bowsaw on the way as well. Yeah, are we going to see a crossbow play here now? Playing open as Britons versus Franks is just a death sentence, but so is walling is bigger. You just have to wall small even if the map does not favor it. I don't entirely agree. You can perfectly well play it open as Britons, but you just can't never ever let go of the aggression. Open in the sense that you need some local walling, like small walling in your golds and your wood, and then use the wood savings you have from not walling to into army and production buildings and farms and whatnot instead. And if you're not threatened, I absolutely believe in broad walls like this. I mean, there's no way the Franks player easily breaks through here against the Britons, because there are double layers of walls. It's fine if you're able to get them up. But in a team game, guys, I would 100% agree that you need your walls up earlier. As flank in the team game as the Archer Sim, you have to be walled earlier. That's just the way it goes. Let's have a look at Beowulf scouting here. Good grasp of the map here, some outposts just to extend the vision here, but there's some expansion to the side here that Astral Warrior isn't quite aware of. Imperial Age on the way for both players, but Astral Warrior beating Beowulf by 1 minute 15 seconds here. It's full on cavalry still here for Astral Warrior, dropping more stables now, but only with 7 knights on the field for now. And finally the ranges and crossbows for the Britons here to go into arbs maybe in the once the Imperial Age kicks in here. And Trebs. Stone walls! This is Nyreen, this is Arabia. Don't make Arabian out of it. Triple layers of palisade walls. And now I'm getting kind of tilted here. But what won't you do to secure one side of the map, eh? Trebuchet first out for Astral Warrior here. I don't like stone walls, but they have a purpose. They're going to keep the knights out for sure. Knights, light cav, whatever raiding unit. Still don't like them. Another monastery, probably mainly for relic collection at this point, because the mass of knights that or cavaliers that are going to be on the field, monks won't be doing too much. But relics obviously going to be of benefit there. Beowulf with one relic already, and a castle going up to the side here as well to further protect the right hand side. The forward cap goes down, but it has been denying gold access for a while here of Astral Warrior, forcing him to deplete the back golds and main golds first. Elite Skirmisher is now in, so Astral Warrior must have scouted the fact that the ranges are going up. You've seen one range, there are in fact at least 4. Britons also have such an easy time massing up archers units because their archery ranges simply work faster. Yeah, he's floating resources definitely. Look at the production, is at 19 Cavalier and has resources for way more. So unless Astral Warrior is idling for Paladin here or something, there's no reason not to spend these resources. The eco balance, or I mean the disposition here, at least for Knights and Cavalier play and to add Skirmishers, it's not that bad, but the resources aren't really being spent, which is not great. Some small raids going on here, but look at the overall eco counter. Beowulf definitely in the villager lead now. Floating resources as well, but that's because, well, they're both quite close to pop capped here. Mainly helps from Beowulf now. Could be an issue with the decent amount of elite skirmishers on the field here for the Franks, but obviously a valid call against Frank's Cavalier. Soon to be Paladin, in fact, anyway. So maybe this has been Astral Warrior's plan all along to idle Cavalier production for Paladin. 25 Cavalier to become Paladin here. Maybe it feels like he needs Paladin here to deal with the Arbs mass of the Britons, but there are only 17 Arbs, and then the rest are Halberdiers, so this is going to be an issue for Astral Warrior. Main base seems safe-ish for Beowulf, unless this is a hole. I don't think it is. $72 military to 60 here now. Fairly even. Beowulf pop-capped, Astral Warrior pop-capped as well, but not in a good way. Actually lacking a few houses here. Maybe lost something to cause that situation. Elite skirms are definitely, even if they're Frank's elite skirms, they're going to work decently against the against everything on the field from Beowulf here now, because there's a Halberdier Arbalest. Right now, Astral Warrior doesn't even need the Cavalier and the tribes and everything, because elite skirm would kill everything here, so to say. 200 Swordsman for Beowulf. How does that apply? They're fully champion, indeed, for Britons. Considering that the Franks elite skirmishers are missing both Bracer and last armor upgrade, champions are going to do decently against them. They're going to struggle more against paladins, but obviously champions are much more easily massed, and if you already have the barracks and you can get that ridiculous mass up, contesting Franks paladin numbers shouldn't be an issue. Even if you mix in the halberdiers, of course. Full on the infantry play here from Beowulf now, getting all the infantry upgrades. And basically abandoning the idea of ARPs now. Could be a bit of mind games here to catch the Franks off guard here, going full on infantry with Britons here. Aside from some light camp to the side here. And I can't help but feel like Beowulf has better map control here as well. Has good vision. of everything except the right side corner, which is not really a big deal. Not too many significant resources here. Paladins are going to be an issue until the halberdiers can catch up, but when they do, shouldn't be a problem. Right hand side fairly secure here, but there's an opening to the front where the Franks player can enter, and Beowulf now needs to pull away builders to salvage economy here, but still 20 builders ahead shouldn't be an issue to against Astral Warriors until significant builder losses are made here. Astral Warriors, the skirm numbers aren't impressive, I think. And also look at the population here. Astral Warriors, so many resources in the bank and not really using them. Could even... I believe Franks get hand cannoneer, so you could take into hand cannoneer here to deal with the infantry better than with the skirmishers that, after all, do have minimum range for their attack. Full infantry just begging for axemen. Yeah, that's true actually. And there are 3 castles here for the Franks player, but not really reacting to the infantry play in that sense. So a bit ballsy to go full on champion and halberdier against Franks. But it's also a very significant investment for Astral Warrior to go into Paladin in a 1v1, and just look at the gold here, 716 gold, no relics, and as far as I can tell, no gold income right now. This is still kind of up for grabs, but... So if you want to go into Axeman now, if you're Astral Warrior, you need... defense for infantry, I'd say, which is food and gold costly. And then obviously you need to make the axemen, and that's gonna take its toll on your gold situation, which doesn't look very comforting for Astral Warrior right now. 41 gold, floating insane amounts of wood and gold, wood and food here, and is obviously making use of that to produce more skirmishers here. Probably still expecting Britons to bring ARBs back onto the field as well. That's some good rates from the Franks here now, though, but Beowulf does have some... Yeah, has spread out the economy here and still keeps that villager lead, so... could easily replenish villager numbers here, I'd say, given the situation. 177 pop against 197. Falling behind in military numbers here, but look at the food and gold eco of Beowulf here now. Should have a much easier time producing gold units to hold off against this, as Astral Warrior is still committed to the skirmisher paladin player. I'm missing some attention on the right hand side here, or some counter aggression from Beowulf. Here comes the castle on the hill, protected by army of course, to make sure it goes up, and Astral Warrior will again be losing some builders. This should open up for some trebs pushing from the hill here as well, and the paladins are out of position, being chased by halberdiers here, so they can't necessarily stop a siege push from the top here. Capped ramps, 6 of them now to move into Astral Warrior's base here to try and push back a bit. This gold needs to be contested though. Axeman on hand cannon for sure, yeah. I think I'd actually prefer hand cannons, because for Axemen you need castles, and for... yeah, exactly, for hand cannons you don't need castles. You still need chemistry though, and that takes a while to research. So Axemen, if you have 3 castles like Astral Warrior had a moment ago, you would definitely go into hand cannons. No, into Axemen, at least until you can get chemistry and ranges for hand cannons up. Could be that Astral Warrior already has hand cannons, has chemistry as well. So Paladin situation, 22 Paladins now, Astral Warriors, with the Paladin investment, still going to struggle for gold here long term. No relics, Beowulf hasn't been collecting anymore either, but that's easier said than done given the relics placement here more in the middle of the map. Gold might run out for Beowulf as well, but he has 29 villagers collecting gold now. So that crisis is definitely not same as for the Franks. This castle stays unfinished as well, so that's good news for Beowulf there, that Astral can't collect the gold over here. Paladin's cleaning up the champions here, but just have a look at the production here. Halberdiers and champions, so easy to replenish with the resources in the bank here. Wood eco at 51 here, still at very low for Beowulf here, but that's because of the consistent production going on as well, and maybe that there might be... Nah, the wood efficiency is fine actually. Most places. Is this about cleaning up the paladins and the siege units here to take Astral Warrior back here? I think you just use the market to adjust the economy here a bit. Selling some food or selling wood or whatnot to get gold access here to keep paladin production going. Still not taking this gold. Oh, nice! One ram killing two traps here. Jackpot! Jackpot. Finally some action on the right hand side here, some the Halberdiers champions raids cap traps as well to take some action. Still Beowulf with solid control over their map here. I'd say this castle goes up. Beowulf might even be able to access this gold here at this point. Could even, I don't know about the stone prices, but could even consider buying a castle here to keep this gold off limits for Astral Warrior, just to force them into going full trash here. I'm not loving Astral Warrior's production here. There's 4 ranges producing skirms, but look at the wood and food in the bank here. Could be making so much more. This castle foundation should be history. And yeah, skirmishers won't do anything against ram pushes here. I mean, I see chemistry is in for Astral Warrior, so Astral Warrior could even consider going into some bombard cannons here, to accompanied by whatever unit is possible here for the Franks to add to take out castle, take out production buildings, and try and win some terrain back here. Fighting halberdiers with paladins now. That's not a good fight for Astral Warrior, now down to 13 paladins and producing, but no gold income whatsoever. Yeah, I think Beowulf is pushing back here. Relentless pressure here from the Britons player against Franks, and maybe showing the weaknesses of Franks in the very late game here, lacking great trash options. I mean, the halberdiers of Franks, I guess, are fine, but they only get light cav, and they get shitty elite skirmishers, missing 2 upgrades here. So even if Astral Warrior can push back some production capabilities here, the resource income, the builder count here is looking less than uplifting here. 29 military against 52 here. Beowulf with 138 builders against 72, and as we can see on the red on the map here, Beowulf is taking solid control over the map here. Game is over, it takes a while to resign. Yeah, it makes sense. He wants to lose his paladins before. So are Britons and the infantry civ. Britons have a full blacksmith factory for infantry, so and they have full champions, they have halberdiers. I never thought of Britons as an infantry civ, but they obviously have better upgrades than most civilizations, including infantry civilizations for infantry. So while Goths produce infantry faster, Britons actually have better upgrades. So if you somehow can get to a level of boom where you, as Britons, can match Goths in production, you're going to beat them back because your infantry is better. So Arbalest clearly, or crossbow Arbalest clearly didn't work out Beowulf here this game, so it was full-on infantry versus Frank instead. This guy is not going to give up until each and every one of his paladins are obliterated, of course. He still has 25 of them, but he's lost most of the maps and has to fight monster fortified walls to take out Beowulf at home anyway. Is Beowulf actually going to build the Great Wall of China here? Great Wall of Beowulf all across the map here. Looks like it might be in process here, actually. Good use of the rest leftover stone here to just eliminate the potential of any raids from the Franks player. Goth lacking armor, Vikings and Aztecs lacking helm, Malians lacking helm and blast burdens. What about Sicilians though? They are classified as an infantry civ as well. And they even have Sergeant, Elite Teutonic Light. Sicilians are... I think Sicilians might miss one of the infantry upgrades, but I'm not entirely sure. We can check it after. But I'm not entirely sure. I played them. It could be that they're missing the last armor upgrade. But they definitely have pull. They have blast furnace. Where is Dennis when we did exactly? Hey, I beat Aztecs playing Sicilians Arabia on yesterday, so I should know. But it was kind of like this game when I saw in retrospect how the opponent played it. I wasn't feeling as good about my win because he played Men-at-Arms archers, but he never made archers until minute 21, and then he accused me of having good walls, GG, in the end, so... Yes, the Great Wall, isn't it? Stone walls all across the map here. Beowulf even bought stone here, I think, to realize the dream of the Great Wall of Beowulf here. We need gates, of course, to allow units to enter. Yeah. Astral Warrior, get the picture here. You down 70 villagers to down 20 military. You're losing your paladins. You're losing to the superior infantry civ in the game here, by the looks of it. I take 45 wall basically every game that goes late game. Cab rates are too strong. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense actually. It's a very cheap upgrade, and it's making life awkward for cab rates, so I get it. I never do that, but it makes sense for sure. And I probably would do it myself if it wasn't for I'm still not used to making a university for whatever reason. So it's not always I'm able to do that. School is overrated, for sure. Oh, offensive TC on the last remaining gold here. Imperial Age douche. So, Astral Warrior, how are you gonna handle this? You're gonna lose your paladins to Paladin User. I'm not sure if Beowulf. Okay, Beowulf lost that foundation, didn't actually delete it because the stone return wasn't convincing there. Where are the champions to deal with this elite skirm, huh? But they're Frank's elite skirm, so who cares? Britons have full blacksmith upgrades. They're gonna clean this, they're gonna shred this. They're fine, and Beowulf still takes that gold. Stables in the corners for further raids here, light cab raids from potentially from both sides actually. Astral Warrior just refusing to give in here and playing Skirm and Paladin and now light cav. Guess what though? The entire side of Beowulf is walled by now with fortified walls, no less, 3000 HP per per piece of wall. So good luck getting any light cav raids in on the enemy economy. 133 villagers to 40. Military lead by 20-ish for Beowulf, but population situation more than 100 ahead as well. Giving the Franks a bit of a taste of their own medicine here, getting some villagers killed by Britons light cab here. Oh, look at this beautiful blacksmith. Britons with full blacksmith tattoo, every single technology resource in the blacksmith here from Beowulf. That's a thing of beauty. Very few civilizations get full blacksmith actually. The blue really doesn't want to give this up. Frank best Civ, you know. He's not gonna give this up at all. He still has hope here. There's red all fucking over the map. Nearly asked it when Viper was out how the trivial battle. How many civs have full tech theory? I think it's 8. It could be. I know. Yeah, full blacksmith. I know Italians and Britons have it. I think maybe Portuguese as well. And probably Byzantines, because they have so many options. But out of 37 civs, that's not a lot. Spanish, of course, yes. Spanish, for sure. Turks, really? Well, it makes sense with the Turks' lack of trash options that they have at least. At least all the blacksmith upgrades. We're gonna see a castle killed by halberdiers and champions here. Fully up in Champions Day is shred castle surprisingly quickly actually, but this castle has hoardings and architecture, I believe, or hoardings and masonry, so it's gonna take a little while longer. But no murder holds by the looks of it. Left hand side we have Frag Siege Workshop. We also have Britain Swans here with more capped rams here. I was thinking to cast your game next, Gaius. And that's just a few minutes away. But you'll find it in the VOD in that case, I guess. Yeah, 21 pop for Astral Warrior. It's time to research spice here if you're Beowulf. See you around. Have a nice dog walk. 30 military, 2 villagers for Asshole Warrior. Why the heck hasn't he? Yeah, he's just idling. He's not paying attention anymore, I think. He's out. There it is. And no JG losing with Franks. The OP Civ, huh? According to many people. Franks are unbeatable, can't you see it? You can't beat Franks, it's the best Civ, the best win rate in the game. Bullshit. Alright, let's have a look at the stats here. Villager high for Beowulf. Created more villagers as well. 2 villagers in the end for Astral Warrior. Military score 608 to 734 kills, so the Paladins did some work there after all. Britain infantry, Franks, every other Civ, yeah. Something like that. Massive eco difference though in the end with Franks basically losing all eco. Great push there by Beowulf, however slow it was. 21 pop, not so many at arms, but they did cause some annoyance on the enemy side. Into roughly similar Castle Age timings, and same with Imperial Age. Basically, all of the map explored by Beowulf, full control of the map in the end, and society score showing that builder lead again as well.